Hey, it's Dr. Ken from Spinal and Sports Care Clinic, right here in the Valley, just between Pines and McDonald, across from the Oaks. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about migraines, and we've talked about that a little bit in the past. Migraines versus tension type headaches versus cervicogenic headaches. Today, I just want to give you some very simple tips for migraine headaches. We'll just start though really quick with a review of what a migraine is. Migraines are they're considered a complex headache in the sense that there isn't really a known cure for them. They're definitely a neurological phenomenon, and they're characterized by moderate to severe, usually one-sided, what we call unilateral pain, somewhere in the head, usually around here, often described as behind the eye, or what we call retroorbital, pulsating, usually accompanied by things like nausea, light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, sometimes throwing up, and some extreme cases can present with what we call brainstem auras, which is hemiparesis of the face, so one-sided paralysis of the face, and what we call the brainstem symptoms would be like dysphagia, so not being able to speak well, and so forth. Always temporary. If you are experiencing symptoms like that, just have to say, little PSA, go to the emergency room first to get checked out. But if it's a confirmed migraine, you might get some of those symptoms. Usually the aura symptoms, the sensitivity, the weird stuff in your eyes come before the migraine. That's classic, but it doesn't always have to. Some people also get migraines without actually ever having an aura at all. And some people get them on both sides. So they're pretty complicated. From a treatment perspective, migraines, again, they're not curable. As chiropractors, so what can we do then? Well, there's a couple things that we can do, but we'll start with the most basic. The first thing that we do is we help patients identify triggers. Migraines are a trigger happy headache. Basically, something builds up to trigger the migraine, which is a neurological event. Imagine water being poured into a glass, and eventually the glass overflows, right? Too many inputs, for some people too much light, too much sound, maybe a food, something like that is going to trigger a headache. So for migraines, one of the most important things you can do is identify your triggers. Some people it's alcohol, so red wine. Some people it's chocolate. Foods that are really rich in amines, so cured foods with nitrates in them, like salami, some chocolates, foods that are fermented sometimes can have high amine concentrations, sauerkraut, things like that. So that's the number one step, and that's easy to do at home. Pay attention to when you get your headache and what you ate or did in the 2 to 4 hours before then, sometimes even more, but usually 2 to 4 hours or so, okay? So that's one of the most important things. The second thing that you can do actively to help your headaches is to drink a lot more water. The research shows that you can actually reduce your headache frequency and intensity by quite a bit when you drink a lot more water. So I usually like people to drink 80 to 100 ounces a day. That's about the right amount. If it's going to help, you'll notice a pretty significant difference. And this is low-hanging fruit. This is not hard to do, and it's just a matter of building a good habit. I tell people, if you really just struggle with the taste of water, dilute a little bit of a sports drink in your water, so maybe 1 part sports drink to 5 parts water or something like that. That way you get that little bit of flavor just to kind of help you drink more water. Another really good tip is to add some supplements into your diet. Omega-3s have been shown to have a significant impact on both headache intensity and frequency, so how bad they are and how many you have. So use a good high quality omega supplement. So look for ones that have third-party testing. NHS is one. So a couple brands that you might look at are Thorne. Thorne's a pretty decent brand. Yarrow, spelled with a J, but it's pronounced Ya. That's found on Amazon. Some other ones could include Nordic Naturals. They have some pretty good cod liver oil, which has a higher purity. So those 3 supplements I really like, and those are worth taking. About 1 gram a day is what the research shows can be very, very helpful. Vitamin D can also be helpful. I'm not so sure how strong the link is there. Another thing that's really helpful for migraines is better sleep. What I find with most of my patients, and I get a lot of pushback on this, is that a lot of patients are setting themselves up for really bad sleep by using their devices, by going to bed way too late, by having irregular bedtimes. Okay, so a couple things that you can do to improve your sleep hygiene, as I call it: cold room, dark room, bedtime the same time every night. Use your bedroom only for sleeping. Don't watch TV in there. Don't read books even in there. Just train your body that when I go to bed, I go to sleep. Okay? Avoid screens for an hour before bedtime. Screens emit a lot of blue light. Okay? Blue light stimulates your eyes, which can inhibit melatonin production. So you actually will still be able to go to sleep, because some people will tell me, oh, but I need to have the TV on to sleep. Sure, whatever. But I still fall asleep fine. Yeah, but your quality of your sleep is going to go down quite a bit. You're not going to wake up feeling refreshed. You're not going to have proper sleep cycles, and that's going to fatigue your brain. Okay, and remember, migraine is a neurological problem. So be diligent about those things: cold room, dark room. Go to bed at the same time every night if you can. Some of us, this is hard because of our jobs, and avoid blue light. Again, no screens before bedtime. That's a hard one. Most of us struggle with that. Try putting your phone in a different room. If you use your phone as an alarm, get a dedicated alarm clock and stop using your phone as an alarm. Read a book. If you have a spouse, play a board game or something like that. It's a great time to do other things. Let your body wind down naturally. So these 4 tips, I don't know how many tips I did, but these tips can really help reduce migraine severity, and I hope it helps.